Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley here with Wiley Acho. Oh, okay. That's how we rolling today.
You did that,
You
bro.
like that? I'm looking a little festive up here. Happy holidays to everyone, to you and yours. Let's get it started with the Cowboys, who have dropped 2 out of 3 games after Sunday's loss to the Chiefs. NFL's top-ranked offense finished with a season low in yards and points. Next up is a Thanksgiving matchup against the Raiders. But Dak Prescott will not have Amari Cooper again and could be without CeeDee Lamb. So, Acho, are you worried about my Cowboys?
Absolutely, Marcellus Wiley. And the more I have thought about this, the more worried I have become.
Let's go.
The Cowboys, remember, they started off hot, 5-1 out the gate. They were smoking. But remember, I said that what Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Cowboys, does well is handle adversity. What Mike McCarthy does not do well is handle success. Go back, I believe it was 2015. Packers start off 6-0. They hit a bye week. Coming off that bye week, they end up losing 3 consecutive games. Now we look at the Cowboys. They start off 5-1. They have a bye week. Dak Prescott, since the bye week, is 1-2, lost 2 of his last 3 games. When I look at these Cowboys, this might be the beginning of the wheels falling off. Now, it's not just by nature of the Cowboys it was a fluke. No. Cowboys offensive line, they do not have enough depth to sit here and have injuries, Tyron Smith, but also try to replace starting left guard Connor Williams for Connor McGovern, who ended up being just as unproductive in their performance. Worried about that. I'm also worried about this. Cowboys fans, hear me now when I say this. Dak Prescott, when he plays a good game, other quarterbacks, they play better games. When other great quarterbacks play bad games, Dak Prescott plays a worse game. Reminding you all, Dak Prescott played well week 1 against the Bucs, but Tom Brady played better. Patrick Mahomes played bad this past weekend against the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott played worse. So when I need Dak Prescott to be greater than, he's not as good as. When I need him to not be as bad as, he is worse than. Now, Dak Prescott in totality obviously is balling this year. Now, he's not as hot as he was, and we will get to that. But I'm worried about the Cowboys because they got injuries right now that they can't overcome. They got a quarterback right now who, although he is playing extremely well against Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, still can't find a way to get over those hurdles. And we have a team altogether that cannot find its way since the bye week and really can't handle the adversity that comes with playing in the NFL this season and being successful in the NFL this season. So I am a little worried about them boys.
I just learned something new about my boy, my co-host. He's the worrying type. Is everything good? That's why you take all your pictures so well manicured. You praying hands like you're empathetic. You always got your suit out. Parched lips, all that stuff. You're a worrying type, huh? You care about your reception, huh? These Cowboys don't care about how they being received right now because this ain't money time. They care about the process and continuing to prepare for the ultimate goal. I'm not worried about the Cowboys. Why? They're not healthy. You talk about the offensive line, the Great Wall of Dallas. Have you ever been there? Have you ever scaled the Great Wall of Dallas? Since you're from Dallas, absolutely not. The Great Wall of Dallas is not there. We don't have Lyle Collins on one tackle. We don't have Tyrod Smith on the other tackle. We don't have that line as is. Only week 1 is the time we saw the Great Wall of Dallas. They predict this Thursday we'll see the Great Wall of Dallas. We'll see. They don't have the running game. Ezekiel Elliott, last 4 weeks, not been Ezekiel Elliott just of yet. You look at their running game, not supporting Dak Prescott, and then you want to break the season up based on the bye week. Well, let's just use that as a calendar for all NFL teams since the bye week. How are the Tennessee Titans looking since the Cowboys won?
Not good.
Okay. How the Rams looking? Tampa Bay, didn't they lose? Okay, here we go. Your Super Bowl preview is what? Which 2 teams?
I got the Rams and the Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you did. Woo, roller coaster. Strap on, Six Flags. You've been on a ride. Here's the thing about your Rams team. Where are their good wins? You can say, well, week 2, we beat the Colts. And you just now finally started to feel good about that win because before you were looking like the Colts ain't that much. Now the Colts are rolling. You could talk about the fact that they beat, Tampa. Okay. And then Tampa goes and loses, and then we're looking at Tampa a little differently, but Tampa has recovered. Point being, all of their wins are against suspect to sorry teams. So this is not the time for us to go out with the deep assessment, certainly not the time to go out there and worry. I look at the Cowboys and I realize, look, If you can have the number one offense, you put yourself in position to win. Last 5 Super Bowl champions have been top 5 in scoring offense. I love the Dallas Cowboys when I see them coming in terms of talent. I like what I see in terms of them going through the process and the growing pains. They're just not healthy. Ezekiel Elliott has a knee. The offensive line has been injured. We know what the compromised wide receiving core looked like, this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. You add all that up, man, they don't have the consistency they desire because they don't have the health that they desire. But I think this team will return to form once they return to health. But there are no issues with the team and certainly not their mental makeup.
I can't fully disagree that they'll return to form once they return to health. I think a lot of teams will. I think the Buccaneers will fully return to form when they return to health. The Titans will return to form when they return to health, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I do not fully disagree with that thought process. However, it's not just about the Cowboys returning to form, returning to health. You and I argued about this ad nauseum yesterday, and we will continue to during the course of this show. You believe players should play to their standard. Teams should play to their standard regardless of what is going on around you. I went back, I sat on that thought.
You better, because I got to you.
The Cowboys should not then be worried about the Bucs losing games to the Washington football team. They shouldn't look around at the Rams getting embarrassed by the Titans. They shouldn't look around at the Bills losing to the Jaguars, because the Cowboys should forever play to their standard, if that is, in fact, the Cowboys' standard.
Okay.
Now, what I'm not going to do is convince myself that the Cowboys know how to turn it on, because we have yet to see them turn it on come the playoffs. We didn't see it in 2016, not when they lost to the Packers. We didn't see it in 2018, not when they lost to the Rams. We haven't seen the Cowboys just flip the switch. So I'm not going to bank on the Cowboys flipping a switch. What I want to see from the Cowboys is consistency. Consistency with success, consistency through adversity. Everybody hurt right now, from Derrick Henry to Aaron Rodgers dealing with COVID to DeAndre Hopkins with the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. Everybody's hurt. Can y'all weather the storm in the midst of it?
Yeah, but it's unfair to bring up some of those references you brought up. You bring up 2016. Was Mike McCarthy there? CeeDee Lamb there? Like money guys, Micah Parsons. You bring up these yesteryears, and then you say that the Dallas Cowboys, but that's not the team. That's just the same organization, same uniform, not the same team in terms of the individuals. I can't do that. And I never said standard yesterday. Don't you try to put words in my mouth. I don't use standard. That's a standard word. I don't use those type of words. I use sophisticated words. I think potential is volatile. I think success is not linear. I think that you got to play up to the best you, but the best you is always going to be different. But hopefully, you're always going with an upward trajectory at least. What I like about the Dallas Cowboys is simple. They got squad, bruh. Like, do we got to get so damn suit and tie up here that we got to talk so eloquently about all of these different stats and just say, hey, dog, they got a team. And if they play up to their potential, who's going to beat them? That's the conversation I like to have, and that's my mindset. That's why I'm not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. You can be a stress magnet, though. I deal with a lot of people. I'm trying to work through with my own inner being of being a better version of myself when I'm around a stress magnet. I guess you're a stress magnet right now. You're looking at all the little things, and you ever do this experiment? 8th grade it was for me, I think. First time we ever got a microscope, public school. So we got a microscope, and then, they telling us that we got to dissect a frog and a pig. I was like, no, let's start off simple, y'all. Let's just get a drop of water and see what's on that. And then you ever see a drop of water under a microscope? Yo, you ain't gonna ever drink again. You're like, hell no, what's going on? All these things, molecules moving around stuff. And I was like, nah, that's you. You got the Dallas Cowboys under a microscope, and you're looking and you're seeing every little speck, every little issue. And me, I'm just the one that's like, hey, dog, welcome to my home. Welcome to the Dallas Cowboys and our greatness. Oh, by the way, that closet on the left, don't open that door. That's where I hide all my issues. Everything else is on full display. And if you look at this team on full display, injuries is the only thing that's keeping them on this roller coaster. Nothing else in terms of how they can play. Dak Prescott injured, coming back from injury. We saw the Denver Broncos game. But outside of that, Acho, I'm digging in the stats with you as well. I'm looking at the water under the microscope as well. I was like, man, stop that. Take a sip.
The problem, Sel, is you're looking at water in the wrong places. You're looking at water under a microscope. I'm looking at water building up in the clouds. What I'm trying to do is forecast what might go wrong for the Dallas Cowboys. And the forecast tells me that, yes, the players are incredibly talented, but they have a head coach that is going to paralyze the success of the team.
That head coach that has won a Super Bowl is going to paralyze this team from winning another?
Because one was past tense. Winning is future. Past tense, that coach has won a Super Bowl.
Don't you do that to
But I want to talk future tense.
Don't do that to Belichick.
I'm talking about Mike McCarthy. He just makes oxymoronic decisions. He makes contradictory decisions. What? Remember against the Patriots, first quarter, his own 34-yard line, he goes for it on 4th and 1, doesn't get it. But against that same Patriots team, in the fourth quarter, 4th and 2 at the Patriots' 34-yard line. Now you kick a field goal, y'all miss it. Make it make sense, Mike McCarthy. Let's talk about this past Sunday. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, we have the play. You have timeouts, McCarthy. You got 2 timeouts left. But for some reason, you don't want to use any of your timeouts.
There you go.
But you want to run a play as though you have no timeouts. McCarthy, you got 2 timeouts left. Just run a slant, run some in-breaking route, use a timeout. But instead, you run 4 verticals, send all your receivers to the goal line, and call a play as though you have no timeouts. Mike McCarthy makes no sense oftentimes during the course of a game. I said it before, I'll say it again. Cowboys have a Super Bowl roster with a wild card head coach. You cannot take timeouts home like they are leftovers. Timeouts got to be used adequately and used efficiently. I do not like Mike McCarthy's game management as of late, and I actually think that's the biggest reason I'm worried about the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that. You came back with a little punch. I felt something on me. Oh, is that lint? I'm sorry. Oh, that was your uppercut? Nah, it didn't get me like that. Cowboys. Look at this Cowboys team right now in terms of how high scoring this team is. Cowboys have 40-plus in 3 games, tied for NFL lead. Cowboys have 35-plus in 5 games, tied for NFL lead. Cowboys are 5-1 in the NFC. That's the best amongst all NFC teams. The road ahead, if you want to talk about the Cowboys, if you really want to put it back in a microscope under it, or you want to put it in the clouds, wherever you want to look at this, Cowboys are in good position, bro. You got to just respect what they are doing, because you come up here and champion for the LA Rams, and I look at them against winning teams and not have the same record as the Cowboys. Cowboys look better against winning teams than the Rams do, and that's your number 1 team. All I want is consistency, as you want from the Cowboys. I'm not hearing that consistency. I'm hearing a direct causation and correlation between the Cowboys and their health concerns. The healthy Cowboys look great. The Cowboys that got the running game issues and the bad knee and offensive linemen being shuffled, they're not the same. So then
let's bump all the statistics. Let's talk ball.
Oh, now you want to do that.
I hadn't used statistics all show. I didn't look at my notes all show.
Yes,
and the Rams are not my present top flight team.
When you're not looking at the clouds.
If you watched the game, which I know you did, like I watched the game, you're worried about the Cowboys' health. We've agreed on that.
Yeah.
We're worried about the Cowboys, which we should be.
Yeah, that's not exclusive to the Cowboys.
Exactly right.
Okay,
but
so
that still means
I'm not worried about the Cowboys. I'm worried about every team's health that has potential.
Sure, and the Cowboys are a team that has potential, so you're worried about the Cowboys.
No, we're not exclusive. We try to bring it down to the Cowboys.
We're worried about the health of the Cowboys. I'm also worried about the short week of the Cowboys, given CeeDee Lamb, concussion, we don't know if he's going to play. Amari Cooper, we know he's not going to play because of COVID. Zeke has his knee issue, not sure if he's going to play this week against the Raiders. Tyron Smith's still out, so now I'm worried about the Cowboys versus this Raiders team. I'm also concerned because you got blown out by the Broncos at home. But we chalked that up to, you said everybody has a bad game. I agree with you. A bunch of teams have had bad games.
Every team has had a bad game.
But then you lose to the Chiefs by another bad game. So now I'm like, Sel, is it a bad game? Or coming off this bye week, are you all not as good of a team? That's my concerns. I know the statistics. I know the Cowboys have a great offense. I know they've scored 40 plus. I get all that. Yeah. But if we're watching the games, I'm worried about the Cowboys' health. Not only at the offensive line, but also at the running back, the wide receiver position. So I'm worried about their health. And also, coming off the bye week, they haven't looked the same since. Dak Prescott and the offense hasn't looked the same since. So for that reason, I'm not exclusively worried about the Cowboys.
That's all I said.
But I'm also worried about the Cowboys.
Well, if you're worried about a lot of things, then you're in general, like I said, someone who is the worrying type. If you're saying, well, Cowboys, and another team, and you just continue with that line, then you're just the worrying type. Not me. I respect this. Look, reason why I got to keep it with the statistics and work my own mindset in terms of how I view this team is because the statistics keeps me in the real world, reality. And then I can take you to a subjective experience about the hypotheticals of what the Cowboys may endure. But let's talk about the real. The Cowboys have already handled their role. This is the best record they've had since 2016. That's without a Super Bowl winning head coach. That was without Dak Prescott being a veteran. That's without Ezekiel Elliott being a veteran. That's without CeeDee Lamb being on the roster. This is the best the Cowboys looked since they've had this quarterback in Dak Prescott. That's not something I sneeze at. That's something that gives me confidence more so than worry. Now, if I look at what's in front of the Cowboys, they get healthy. Guess what? They're going to look to the side. Other team's going to get healthy. Where is it all going to match up? That's when the talent and execution comes into play. Cowboys are second to none in talent. We'll see how they execute. But last time I checked, I trust somebody who's been on that journey before, Super Bowl winning head coach, versus all these other ones trying to figure out what the road ahead is. Coming up, which quarterback could lead their team to the AFC crown? We're ranking the conference's top 5 quarterbacks later, including Mark Sanchez. But first, speaking of Mark Sanchez, he's in the building, and he'll help us answer what the Browns should do about Baker Mayfield. Next on Speak for Yourself.
And we back, joined now by my guy, Mark Sanchez, the one and only NFL analyst. We're doing all right in the booth, too. I heard the Panthers game. I liked it.
Damn, he said all right.
Well, let's move on to Cleveland, shall we?
He said all right.
Top 6.
C+.
You're doing better than Baker Mayfield is on the field because, the Browns won on Sunday, but all the talk is about Baker through 2 picks. Now Cleveland 6-5 after the game, but Baker declined to speak to the media even though they won. However, Monday, he said he was frustrated with his performance. Take a listen to the Browns quarterback.
Big picture-wise, everybody wants to act like the world's falling. No, we haven't played to our potential, and we know that more than anybody because we sit there and watch the film and we know what we're supposed to do. We know what's at stake. We know what we need to do, and that's how we're going to handle it this week.
So, what should these Browns do about Baker, man?
What they need to do about Baker is come to the realization that they've already realized that Baker Mayfield has limitations, and those limitations are going to hinder their progress going forward. Everything is dressed up around Baker Mayfield. The defense, the running game, tight ends, receiving core. They have what they need, except they don't have the right chef in the kitchen in Baker Mayfield. So, to me, the trial period is over in terms of perception, in terms of my mentality of how I view you. It's over. Like, if you just buy a new toy, right? And then you start playing with it and you realize, damn, this toy don't fly high. Damn, the toy don't fly long. First thing you do is go back to the manual. Say, did I do this right? Did I hook this thing up right? Does A go to B to C like this? Then you start playing with it again and you finally realize, hey, man, this toy just got its limits. And guess what my kids do usually when that happens? Go grab another toy. And welcome to the NFL. That stands for not for long. How long am I going to read the manual, keep playing with this toy that has its limitations? Baker, you've had your chance. You've been on the roller coaster ride since hello. It's time for me to at least get off and try another ride. It's time to move on.
That's fair. And all I would say about him not speaking to the media, I've been there before. When it does feel like the walls are caving in and the sky's falling, just say what you said on Monday. Just say it on Sunday.
There it is.
And take all those questions on Sunday, just fall on the sword and move on. But what the crossroads that they're at is what the new NFL looks like since the rookie wage scale, right? Mm-hmm. You get a rookie quarterback. You're not paying him as much. You're not paying him the 50, 60 million guaranteed, so you're not strapped on that contract. Yes, it's Mark Sanchez's.
It's your boy.
So what you do is you build the roster around him, and they did a great job of building that roster. Offensive line, running backs, receivers, the whole thing. Now, not all of them worked, but some of them did, and enough of them worked for them to have some success, some measurable success. They went to the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. So now they're at this point where everybody gets, after those 4 or 5 years, okay, now what? The roster's there. We started to make a little run with this guy. Do we continue or cut bait and move on? But they already exercised his 5th-year option. So he's going to be there next year for 18 mil, which is still low, right? Yep. So now what? I don't know if Baker, what should the Browns do about Baker? Well, you got to ride it out this year. You got no choice. Next year, are you going to be able to deal him with an $18 million contract hit for somebody else?
That part.
I don't know.
That part.
But you don't have to give him 30 like his contemporaries, like the Josh Allens and Lamar Jacksons of the world. He's not going to get that contract. So what do? I guess my only thing is look at their schedule, right? It's Ravens. Does Lamar Jackson play? I don't know. But maybe we can get by with Case Keenum this week, give Baker another week to rest. Then they get their bye week and then go at it again with the Browns, or excuse me, with the Ravens and play against Lamar Jackson and bring Baker back, right? And then regardless of all that, if you're going to play injured, go play injured.
Ball out.
I appreciate the toughness. I appreciate the grit.
Yeah.
It shows you're committed. It shows you're willing to put your body on the line. But that can't be an excuse from anybody, right? Like, you can't use that as an excuse after the game if it doesn't go well. That's like the person the night before the exam, like, oh, man, yeah, I didn't really study. And then get a bad grade and like, oh, yeah, well, I didn't study. Because it just kind of absolves you of any responsibility. So
I'm with you. I'm just a little bit more heightened on your take, Sanchez. I think that the Browns bench him temporarily. Baker Mayfield, at this point, he's hurting himself. We know that. And he's also hurting the team. So if you're the Cleveland Browns, just bench Baker Mayfield temporarily. You can get through games in the regular season without Baker Mayfield, but you're going to need Baker Mayfield in the playoffs. Right now, the way Baker Mayfield played against the Lions, I look at it and I say, there's nothing that Baker did that Case Keenum couldn't do. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that Baker did that Case Keenum wouldn't do. And so go ahead and put Case Keenum in there, because Case Keenum's not floating the ball over Jarvis Landry's head by 5 feet so it lands into an easy interception there in the first quarter. Case Keenum would not do that. Now, Baker made about 3 or 4 throws, and I'm like, whoa, those were first-round number one overall pick throws. But he made about 3 mistakes where I was like, whoa. That should never happen. I'd rather wash my hands with that right now. Let Case Keenum get me through the Ravens game. Maybe Case Keenum plays both Ravens games and he splits them. Bench Baker Mayfield temporarily and go from there. Go ahead.
But you got to put it on the injury. I wouldn't say bench. Because if you say bench publicly, it's just like a black eye. Like, it just looks bad. The optics are bad.
Well, he needs a black eye. Somebody needs to slap him. Like, seriously, like, here's the thing. Why bench him? Because he's hurt? When did he get hurt? He's been hurt the whole season?
Hurt all year.
All year, right? Since hello, right?
Well,
no.
It was Arizona.
Yeah, it was heightened in Arizona.
I know.
Got worse.
Arizona. Now, y'all want to see this dude before Arizona? Because that ain't nothing that I'm loving. First game, more interceptions than touchdowns. Second game, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Third game, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Fourth game, nothing. Like, he was healthy. And then Acho tells me, and I respect Acho, but y'all got to think through stuff. I'm not going to make a move that's not going to give me a new answer. It's not going to give me a new answer to bench him now and say, come back when you're ready. When you were ready, you weren't great enough. And that's our problem. We have the first-ranked rushing attack. We have the 4th-ranked defense. You came to a great situation with great defense and great running game. And what happens?
Sometimes you have to win in spite of the quarterback. So what do? Put the clamps on him, baby.
Right. You're basically saying, look, get on this boat. You're not the captain, but welcome to our yacht, right? And let's just sail away. Baker is getting in the way of them sailing away. So benching him, I just want to hear an explanation that's going to give me a revelation to who Baker Mayfield is by benching him.
Just what feels a little better.
Well, here's how I look at it. And we can't make a correlation between Baker Mayfield and Peyton Manning, but we can have some sort of remembrance. Peyton got benched the year the Broncos went on to win the Super Bowl. He was playing terrible.
That old man.
Worse than Baker Mayfield, statistically. He was playing bad. He gets benched, take a breather. Brock Osweiler, go in there. Peyton, we're going to need you for the Super Bowl run. Mind you, they won the Super Bowl because of their defense.
But did they say benched?
You stuck
Peyton
on that.
had some injuries.
See, what did I say?
He's right. He's right.
What injuries?
He was throwing off to the side.
The neck was already healed up as bad as it was.
It was like, oh, it's got some lingering effects. I'm just saying, the optics of how you handle that, if that's the route you're going, are very, very important with a volatile media
Because they didn't bench him against the Broncos. They said it was a shoulder injury coming off that Cardinals game, and Baker didn't get benched. Either way, you sit him.
You can do
so
that
I'm in relation to Mark and sit him.
I get it.
The reason, Sal, is we've seen it before. We saw it with Peyton Manning. Baker's not Peyton Manning. Y'all don't stop down.
No, we ain't doing that.
We've seen the correlation of take a step back, take a breather. The other thing where Sanchez makes a good point, Sal, is I'm on this bandwagon.
Okay.
You're already locked in for $18 million with Baker next year.
Already.
They say you don't cry over spilled milk. Why? Because it's already happened. It's something that cannot be changed. You can't trade Baker Mayfield. Ain't nobody buying him for $18 million. So you got him. Can we make the most good out of Baker Mayfield as it stands right now?
And you're not going to have OBJ. You're not going to have Njoku. Both of those contracts off the books. You're going to have a little space. You're going to have basically what you had the last 4 years to play around with other contracts, build up the roster, and give him the support he needs.
Oh, they're going to have $32 million in cap space. What do you have here, Marcellus? Nick Chubb's contract is up. Wyatt Taylor's contract is up. Denzel Ward's contract's up. Oh, there goes that $32 million. Oh, we going to pay Baker Mayfield how much to do what? Here's my problem. I just let them die on the field. That's what I do because I'm in a contract negotiation. Everyone's in a contract negotiation every time you step on that field. As you always say, Acho, you're not playing for just your team when the camera's on. You're playing for the entire NFL to watch and audition. Right now, I'm in a contract negotiation with you, and I hate to let this cat out the bag to people, but organizations want the most from you and give you the least.
That's
now,
true.
unless you dictate terms, they got to give you the most. But if you're Baker Mayfield right now, you got you one. You got you a fish on the hook if you're the Cleveland Browns. Wait a minute. Hometown discount this dude. We can lowball him. We can limit his options by perception. We can't let him live and say, well, I was just mulligan my 4th year because of injury. That's not the case. He wasn't playing well before the
What are
injury.
you presenting is my thing. Because I need a better solution, right? I was in Cleveland with bad quarterbacks to what we're doing with Baker. It can't just be get rid of Baker.
No.
Get rid of Baker.
You would not get rid of him. You let him die on the field. Here's the line, die on the vine.
With the organization, if I'm siding with the organization saying I'm a cold-blooded businessman and you're a commodity to me and I'm going to pay you the least amount, I play him and he's going to eventually cancel himself.
The resume is going to give you enough ammunition to either support paying him or get rid of him or
right
lower
now
his
they're
value.
in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
They don't have to do really anything.
But either way, they're stuck with Baker next year at $18 million, which means Baker Mayfield is going to start for another, 24 games?
Not for sure. That's not that. Okay, bring somebody else in to compete.
Yeah, he's got a challenger
free
coming.
agents, like whatever.
But here's what I think we have to, because I had this question with, it might have been a producer
That's
or
from
colleague.
a team standpoint.
Yeah.
Are you bringing somebody in to compete with them, or are you bringing somebody in for optics? Ain't nobody going in there and taking Baker Mayfield's job if he's making $18 million. Here's what I mean by that.
What did the Eagles Taysom Hill was making 17 on the bench.
What did the Eagles do with Joe Flacco? They brought him in to compete with Jalen Hurts. He was never truly in to compete with
that's
Jalen
not
Hurts.
legitimate competition. I'm saying with that $18 million tag, you really have to say as an organization that is peanuts to where we could have been. We could be paying him 35.
Thank you.
So that number is the number we agreed on before this past season. That was the deadline. So, okay, fine. We'll deal with that. But whoever comes in here has a legitimate shot to play. Whether you're a 5-star guy or a walk-on off the street, you get a real opportunity to play if you're the Cleveland Browns and you're playing it straight.
There's 2 problems with that. The first problem is, you know and I know and you know that sounds great, but it rarely happens in the National Football League. I can honestly say with full conviction, the only time it's happened, in my opinion, Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn. That is the only time at the quarterback position I can say with conviction the last decade.
That's the situation you'd have to let it play out.
That a real starter, Matt Flynn, who was making real money, got beat out by a guy who was making no money with no expectation.
Ryan Tannehill took Mariota's job. We saw Taysom Hill making $17 million on the bench, being a hybrid player and just getting an extension yesterday. It's not about taking the job. It's talking about the books.
But him and Jameis competed.
Yeah. We're talking about on the books.
To me, they competed. If Taysom Hill was in a
No. Taysom Hill was making $17 million when Drew Brees was there, and they were paying him $17
I'm not talking money. I'm talking who was going to sell.
We are talking money. We said the number.
Taysom Hill still got his role carved out on that team.
Well, Baker Mayfield can have a role. I'm talking money. You can't. Well, let's stay in one conversation. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. You can be talking about $18 million. I can't let that go. And then you know what? The big picture you lose sight of, as he's saying. We could be paying this dude $40 million. We got off on this. So now you bring in a bona fide contender or starter and say, Baker Mayfield, you supposed to be so good? Let's go. We can't talk about unique circumstances because this is unique. A #1 draft pick overall who's still on the bubble in year 4. Like, usually you either know we got to pay the guy or this dude's a bust and he's gone. Baker Mayfield is making this a unique situation. So we're going to give it unique circumstances.
They will avoid the Jared Goff situation in L.A. where they pay the guy and then go, oh, no. That's not what we wanted. Okay, find somebody else to deal him to, take some draft picks. Boom, now we got Stafford. Okay, we're back on track. They would be doing that if they go into this went into this next year and paid him.
I do not think this character that you all are submitting exists. I don't think there is this bona fide guy that can compete with Baker Mayfield that can take. They just don't. They're 26 starting caliber talent-wise quarterbacks in the NFL.
We don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson.
I ain't know Matthew Stafford's going to be a Ram.
But you said to compete. Deshaun is taking Baker's job.
Oh, yeah, that's
Deshaun's not competing with Baker Mayfield.
Right.
If Deshaun goes to Cleveland, he's taking it.
Mr. Trubisky's a backup right now in Buffalo learning something from Josh Allen. Well, no.
You don't know.
You don't think Mr. Biscuit can go out there and contend with Baker Mayfield? You give him the #1 rushing attack and he made the playoffs 2 or 3 years.
Bake's a competitive sucker now. That might help.
I do not see you start. Well, it's a couple things. I don't see you benching an $18 million Baker Mayfield to start a mediocre quarterback like a Tyrod Taylor, like a Taylor Heineke, like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. My first problem. The second problem, there are certain players in the National Football League that are not backups.
Like who?
I think of Cam Newton. I think of my guy Vince Young. There are certain players in the National Football League whose just personality and aura does not suggest and submit that they should ever be a backup. We haven't seen Cam Newton be a successful backup. We didn't really see my dog VY be a successful backup.
Are we saying Baker's one of those guys?
Are you not?
Well,
when
you have a big
persona.
And the Browns, you know what the Browns should say about that? That's not my problem. That's like a Baker problem. You don't want to be employed? Okay. Cam Newton may have went that route in his mind before the vaccination, whatever it may be. You get to a realization like nobody's calling. And like everybody sound good when the phone ringing. Like Baker Mayfield, commercial.
You got options.
Yeah, you got options. You're as faithful as them options. When them options go away, we're going to see what Baker Mayfield talk about if he shows up to the presser. Coming up, Super Cam is back in Carolina, but we'll tell you how far he can carry the Panthers. That's next on Speak for Yourself. In Carolina. Panthers quarterback started on Sunday for the first time since his return, had 3 total touchdowns. But his team still lost to Washington, and Carolina is 5-6, but are still in the playoff hunt. So, Mark, since you want to look at me, you called the Panthers game a few days ago, so how far can Cam Newton carry the Panthers?
I mean, they have a playoff berth, right there, right? They got 6 games left. Yeah. And I got to say, from being at this game last week, the smoke, the entrance, the prodigal son returns. I mean, Cam Newton can do no wrong in the Queen City of Charlotte. It was incredible. And I mean, I've competed against the guy, and you remember in warm-ups, I remembered when I saw him in practice on Saturday before the game. Oh, my God, this guy's massive. He is so big and so physically imposing. Yeah. The ball still jumps out of his hand. Dude, the guy is a monster. And it was, I mean, I haven't been like this huge Cam Newton fan. I didn't grow up with him as like a little boy, but I know why. These kids just gravitate towards him because he's so magnetic. Running the ball out to the middle of the field, boom. Getting the crowd jumping when the defense is on the field. It was something to see and something to witness. I was thoroughly impressed. By the way, he played his butt off. I thought that game plan from Joe Brady was phenomenal. I mean, you couldn't have scripted a better opening drive. Touchdown pass on a fake quarterback draw. Everybody converges, and he just dumps a ball over the top to DJ Moore. It was so sweet. Then the ball to McCaffrey going up 4 verticals out of the backfield, over the linebackers, under the safety, just layered this perfect strike right on the top of his helmet. I mean, come on, man. He looked like he was back. Now, I think a tiny little lapse in the 2-minute drive, but he has them right there competing. And in these next 6 games, they got to win 3 or 4. If they can pull out 4 of these things, dude, I mean, they're in there. They are 100% in the dance. And this is perfect, right? Because he signed a 1-year deal. It sounded like they wanted 2 in Carolina, and he said, no. You guys need me more than I need you. Let's play this war of attrition. Cam wins, boom, and says, I'll take my 1-year deal. They've already exercised their option for Sam Darnold next year, so that could get dicey.
Yeah.
But this is perfect relationship. It's like they saw each other out, and they, like the girl you used to date, and like, here comes the holidays, and you're both home for the holidays, and you kind of do the double take, like, oh, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, you're in town for you're going to your mom's. Great. Hey, I remember seeing Mom, and how's Auntie Lisa doing? Oh, my God.
Oh, you're in the hood, Auntie.
Like, wait a second, we had some good times. Hey, I can run it back. Let's run it back. You know, why not? Let's hang out. It feels convenient.
The projects now, good times.
Boom, let's roll. So, listen, they got a shot, and it's a 1-year exclusive relationship, right?
Yeah, okay.
And mutually beneficial.
No, I love that take. I loved everything about what you said.
Oh, here comes the
Hey, oh, you know it's going to be a hater bomb. Just duck.
Instantly, when I saw the Cam Newton come out the tunnel, I sent it to you. I sent it to both of our producers. I was like, yo, I was hyped. I sent that out. I saw it went viral. I was geeked. Cam Newton highlight plays, they went viral. Cam Newton memes, they were back. And I think that's where Cam Newton will carry the Panthers. To viral videos.
To the smoke and the memes.
Cam Newton balled in that game, and nobody can take that from him. Cam Newton balled. I love seeing Cam Newton out there. I was tweeting about it. I was texting about it, all of the things.
That's just cover.
But the game of football, my problem is, dang it comes down to wins and losses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish it came down to memes. I wish it came down to viral clips. I wish it came down to highlights. But unfortunately, it comes down to wins and losses. One team must win, one team must lose. Sanchez, I'm thinking about 3, the number 3, because there were 3 4th and 3s. You were there. You were in the booth. You saw it firsthand. I talked to Sel about it yesterday. Taylor Heineke had the first 4th and 3. In case you don't remember, I know y'all got the clips. Y'all can run it as you see fit. Taylor Heineke makes a miraculous play, dodges a defensive lineman. He finds his guy, first down, takes 3 minutes more off the clock. Well, yeah, here go to play now, even though y'all done delayed me. But rolls to the left, dodges a dude, skirt, makes a phenomenal 4th and 3. That was the first one.
Like you, Heineke.
Well, the second 4th and 3, Cam Newton has a chance at. And Cam Newton has a chance at 2 4th and 3s. That's the Heineke one again, but Cam Newton has a chance at 2 4th and 3s. This is his first 4th and 3. Sanchez, you remember this.
The DN made a great play, hitting the back out of the backfield. D lineman saving the day.
Great
Disrupted the timing, then McCaffrey didn't get to the sticks.
So I'm glad Cam Newton had another 4th and 3 with the game on the line. Not this one, but the one they're about to show us now. One more 4th and 3 game on the line. Cam Newton, I need you to make a miraculous play. And he doesn't necessarily do it. Cam balled. You know Cam balled. I know Cam balled. Sel knows Cam balled. But if Taylor Heineke makes his miraculous play on 4th and 3, then Cam, I need you to make a Superman play on 4th and 3, and that did not necessarily happen. How far can Cam Newton carry the Panthers? I no longer have the same conviction, because if you can't beat Washington, or 3-win Washington team, Marcellus Wiley, can you beat the Bills? Can you beat the Bucs? Can you beat the Bucs again? Can you beat the Saints? Can you beat the Dolphins, who have won 3 straight?
You just said 3. I just said Bills, Saints, and Dolphins. Yes.
Struggling a little bit. Dude, I'm telling you, this thing could go either way.
Yes.
It could go either way. And in your first game back, in 14 days, trying to learn an offense to go execute a game plan, because that's not verbiage he knows. He doesn't know what Joe Brady's saying. Bro, I've done that. It is so hard to go in and try and communicate with players in the huddle and then go execute without just like brain farting and having those lapses, because you don't know what you're trying to remember. You're trying to remember old concepts and then communicate new words to different players that you never played with. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm dying on the hill for Cam.
No, scoot over. Scoot over on the hill. I'm going to die with you. We're going out together, Sanchez. Oh, my God. Superman's not fully dressed, and he already showing you Superman flashes. Like, he ain't got the cape on. He just put on a vest, you know what I'm saying, strap on the belt, and then all of a sudden, in 2 weeks, Cam Newton has 125 passer rating. Your favorite stat, Acho. Why do I bring that up? Because right now, Cam Newton has the highest passer rating per game than anybody who's played quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Yes, Sam Darnold, I'm talking to you. That means since week 1, we haven't seen this performance from any Carolina quarterback. Now, walk with me here, please. You got those stats from Cam Newton. You got those flashes of brilliance from Cam Newton. And he doesn't know what he's hearing. He knows 3 plays and has a 125 passer rating. That's like when we land in a foreign country, you know, the boys trip and we land somewhere and everybody's saying the same 4 words. Hola, Acho. Like, we ain't getting nowhere. Everybody end up in the same place because we said 3 things. That's Cam Newton, and he's still balling out of control. 5 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I respect this team because this team, of its 6 losses, 4 of them by 1 possession, 1 score. Wait a minute. So all I need, walk with me, Cam Newton has a defense that is 2nd ranked. We lose close games, but we didn't have this quarterback playing before with Sam Darnold. You're now protecting the ball, giving us flashes, and scoring the football. All of that could add up to beat, like you said, the Saints, the Dolphins.
3. If you get 4, it's a shoo-in.
Here's what I
Walk
hate.
with us. Walk
I don't just hate this currently about this show, and I got to be honest. I got to say what I hate currently about this show. But here's what I hate about where we're at in society at large. Because I'm a truth teller, I'm now portrayed as the bad guy, because although actually I'm the only one that was a fan of Cam, because I'm the only one here younger than Cam, and I was up here like, oh, Cam, I want to be like you. Like, I'm the only one who's real enough to keep it real. Y'all, what Sanchez, you said, Cam Newton came out and he balled, which he did. But in his first game back, he still got outperformed by Taylor Heineke. We just have to call it what it is.
What? That happens every game. Tom Brady's been outperformed this year. What are you doing here?
In his first game back, he got outperformed by Taylor Heineke. Did Cam play well?
I would hope.
Yes.
I would hope.
Where's my mic?
Yes.
But did he get outperformed by Taylor Heineke? Yes. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you can lose to a 3-win Washington football team, then why do I think you can beat a Dolphins team that has won 3 games in a row? Why do I think you can beat a Bucs team that is going to be starting to fire on all cylinders? Why do I think you can beat
5 weeks?
Why do you think they're going to
go out and beat the brakes off?
Why are they going to lose to Buffalo? Buffalo lose to Jacksonville.
Come out like gangbusters and lose to
Come on, Acho. The answer ain't up there. How can they lose to Buffalo if Buffalo loses to Jacksonville? Use your logic, brother.
Look at Dallas on this roller coaster.
Squint.
Look at Atlanta.
Washington beat Tampa Bay.
Dude, let me get this straight, okay? You all are going to sit here and hope on a prayer. I'm telling you all
it's reality.
The reality is this.
Washington beat Tampa. That's real.
You all keep telling me how rough the tide is, and I just want y'all to dock the ship. Okay?
Why?
Don't sit here and tell me like,
we ain't got there yet. I ain't docking
Cam
Jack.
just got his first game back. Cam doesn't know the offense. Cam has 125
I'm just saying, factoring in all of that, looking at it from, the 3,000-foot level, man.
I hear all of these excuses. I hear all of these excuses.
Those are not excuses.
But the thing is, here's what my coach said. Mac Brown, you worked with Mac. I think you worked with Mac at ESPN.
Reservoir.
Mac, phenomenal person.
Let's hear it.
When we would lose games, and I love Mac.
Y'all lost that many games where you could just, you got that much recall?
Championship, we would lose
he wasn't
games.
on the good Texas team.
Okay, first off, I was on 2 good Texas teams.
Did y'all win it all?
We went to it all. Great. But here's what Mac would say. Here's what Mac would say, and this is why I love Mac Brown so much.
What'd he say?
When we would lose, he would say, we didn't lose. We ran out of time.
Thank you. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic. That's the Panthers' only shot right now. If Matt Rule can get that locker room to just stay together after that gut punch, he'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're going to be in games. Do I guarantee they're going to win 4 of the 6? No. But will they be in games with a chance to win it at the end? Look at Minnesota. Minnesota had like 5 games at the beginning of the year and fell on the wrong side of it. Oh, we're firing our head coach. Kirk Cousins sucks. This, that, and the other. Okay, the ball finally bounced their way on the last possession. That's all I'm saying.
The question is, how far can Cam Newton carry the Panthers? Can he carry them to the playoffs?
Playoff run.
Yes. Playoff. Absolutely.
Yes. Can or will?
No, will. You know why? Here we go.
Here we go. Ball's broken.
Fix it, Mr. Cleo. Fix it.
Hey, crystal ball broke. Como se dice? Crystal ball right here. We out of the country. Dude. Cam Newton's out of the playbook, and he's still making this work. I'm telling you, that number 2 defense going to get activated. Right. Those close games going to turn in their way, in their favor. You know how many quarterbacks had more touchdowns, total touchdowns than Cam Newton last week? How many?
Probably 5.
No. It's not probably 5. It's only 2. Okay, only 2. You want to know how many quarterbacks had a higher completion percentage than Cam? Who doesn't know the plays? Say probably 5 again, because it's not. It's only 3. You want to know how many had a higher passer rating? Only 4. Your favorite stat.
Let me tell y'all.
Will you stop with this Cam slander?
Here's what I realized. No, here's what I realized.
Yeah, that's Doc. Only 3 people out.
When y'all had kids, y'all got soft.
Oh, my God.
What you mean?
Here we go.
You ain't lived yet till you had another.
It's mine.
DJ's here in studio.
When y'all got kids, y'all got soft.
Doc this show right now.
Y'all got soft because what y'all want to do is hand out participation trophies to everybody.
I don't think that's
Here,
soft.
little DJ, you competed, you can have one. Here, little MJ.
I actually do.
You competed, you can have one.
Yeah, I do.
But the fact of the matter is, have y'all seen the Eagles? Because Jalen Hurts got them boys rolling. That's a playoff spot if they keep going. Have y'all seen the Vikings? Because Kirk Cousins just beat a good Aaron Rodgers-led Packers team. Rodgers had 4 touchdowns, 300 passing yards. Looks like the Vikings going to get a spot. Everybody can't make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Sanchez.
But there's 7 of them. There's 7.
Yes, and the Bucs got 1. The Cowboys got 1. The Cardinals got 1. The Rams got 1. The Packers got 1. So it's 2 of them. It ain't 7 no more.
Okay. And they could be one of those 2. What is that? You going to dock because you just, golly. You need to have some kids so you can have some perspective over here. And ain't nothing wrong with a participation trophy. A 6-year-old who's spending his afternoons just working hard and still coming up short, give him a trophy at the end of the year. I ain't mad at it. Coming up, the AFC is wide open right now. I pulled at the heartstrings. And we're focusing on the quarterbacks. We'll reveal our top 5 in the conference. Please stick around for this, Sanchez, at least on the sideline.
Goddamn trophies.
Next, so speak for yourself.
Get out of here with these goddamn
He's 6 years old. He could be watching TV.
Sanchez great.
Welcome back to Speak for Yourself. The AFC is wide open like 7-Eleven. So it's time for us to reveal our top 5 AFC quarterback power rankings as we head into the stretch run. Acho, get us started. Who are you going with number 5?
Number 5, Sales, is a surpriser. How about Josh Allen in my number 5?
At number 5, it's a surprise because that's kind of low. That's kind of low.
It is.
Yeah. Why is it so low? I don't want to hear that right now because I'm going to start off with someone who's supposed to be at number 5, Joe Burrow. Now, tell me why Josh Allen's at number 5 when he's with...
We know Josh Allen's talent level, Sal, but you watch the Bills even more closely than I. Too many ups, too many downs. It's embarrassing when I see you go out there and lose a game 9-6 to the Jaguars. It's embarrassing when I go out there and let my guy, Carson Wentz, outperform you and his team with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Josh Allen has had too many poor performances. One of the only quarterbacks over the last 2 years. He got 8 games with a passer rating above 25, but he got 8 games with a passer rating like below 80.
You like passer rating.
Too many highs, too many lows.
Look, he's 4th in the AFC in yards per game, Josh Allen. I don't think he should be 5th. But let's talk about my boy Joe Burrow right here, who's top 10. The only AFC quarterback top 10 in our beloved passer rating statistic. So Joe Burrow belongs there. Joe Burrow's surprising me. I'm a little late to that party, can't lie. Don't give him enough attention on here. We talk Baker Mayfield ad nauseum. Here's somebody who's actually balling out of control, and he made my top 5. All right, Acho, who you got at number 4?
Number 4, who? Mac Jones.
Who? You put Mac Jones on your list?
Mac Jones at 4, not just because of what Mac Jones has done, but because Mac Jones knows how to work within his system, Sal.
Woo! You got Mac Jones at number 4? Who I got at number 4? It ain't Mac Jones. It's Josh Allen. Yeah, I made a lot of noise about that. I don't like roller coaster rides either. But you know what? It was an impossible proposition for Josh Allen. Hey, every single year you're in the NFL, make drastic improvements. Sooner or later, they catch up to you. You may plateau, then all of a sudden you recalculate and you go out there and improve. We'll see a better Josh Allen going forward.
Knowing, though, Sel, that you need consistency, not only in December and January, but really in the playoffs, January to February, I got the consistency. Give me the consistency.
Consistency
of
in
Mac
what?
Jones
What?
over Josh Allen.
When the hell you ever seen him play in February? That's illegal in college. He's a rookie. He ain't played no football in February ever.
Here's the thing.
So
would you rather the unsure Mac Jones, but you've seen Josh Allen spaz every January.
Every January.
So you know he gonna spaz.
Yeah.
At least I don't know what he's going to do.
Okay, but look, with the spazzing, it can be groomed. Look, he went to the AFC Championship game last year, so his spazzing doesn't get out of control. It ain't temper tantrums like Araya, my daughter, my 2-year-old. She's a mess. But it ain't that out of control, but it's something you can manage. With Mac Jones, let's be real. First time in the playoffs, he may spaz. He may be Josh Allen. He may do worse. He may Matthew Stafford. We don't know how he'll perform. Can't go there yet. Who's your number 3?
Number 3. Give me my guy, Justin Herbert. The reason I'm going with Herbert, he has more experience than Jones, but he has the talent of Allen. Talk to me.
Oh, man, I can't even do this right now. If I didn't have to pay for what I would break your board right now. Let me go with Patrick Mahomes. I know you. You're going to have him on your list. You're going to have him way too damn high. You talk trash about Josh Allen and highs and lows and quarterback ratings. Patrick Mahomes been a little suspect this year. It hasn't been Patrick Mahomes. Impossible standard he created for all of us by being who he is, which is great. But he hasn't been great, man. That roller coaster ride is something that I want to jump on.
Let me ask you something to clarify. Is this your list based on how they are playing right now or going forward if you had to draft them? Because I made my list based off today going forward if I had to pick the quarterback.
Oh, so you were redraft. Yeah, I did some of that, but not a ton of that. If I had to redraft, Patrick Mahomes got to get bumped up, right?
Fair.
But for right now, what I'm seeing on Patrick Mahomes, this is how regression starts. This. And then all of a sudden, you just stay down here. I'm not saying he's going to stay in this place because it's up and down right now, but this is a volatile place for such a great player. All right, Acho, who you got at number 2?
Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Because while he does this, he just kind of does this on the up and up and up and up. Lamar Jackson, we know he has more experience than Jones, more experience than Herbert, just as much experience as Allen, but he has more talent than all 3. So I'm factoring experience plus talent.
Oh, you know I got Lamar Jackson at number 2. I would put him at number 1, but by deduction, you can see who my number 1 is going to be. Lamar Jackson, only quarterback top 10 in rushing and passing. That's who Lamar Jackson is. Weird year. It's hard to grade him this year because you're not seeing fully all of what you thought in Lamar Jackson, but that's because of the injuries and the issues around him. But Lamar Jackson on pace to have a season high in passing yards.
So it's crazy to me you're going to have Baker Mayfield at number one. It's crazy to me.
Did I tell you I was going to break something? And I'll break this board if I see Baker Mayfield name anywhere up here. All right, Acho, it's time for your ace. Who you got at number one,
You already know what it is, man. Patrick Mahomes. He's the only one of these quarterbacks really on this list. He gave you, 4 touchdown passes, 400 yards just a couple weeks ago against the Raiders. Patrick Mahomes, you know when he is playing at his heights, what he's capable of. Also, Patrick Mahomes, 4 wins in a row. Can Herbert say that? No, sir. Can Allen say that? No, sir. Can the Ravens of Lamar Jackson say that? No, sir. Right now, the Chiefs of all these teams and Patrick Mahomes of all these quarterbacks, they have won, and won. I know what he's capable of, especially in the playoffs. Give me Mahomes.
So Ryan Tannehill could say that before last week, and then Mac Jones could still say that. You ain't got all that up there. Let's go with the real number one right now. The most talented in the game right now. Put him up there. Saw him pregame in the SoFi Stadium, 6'6", 240, hair just flowing in the wind, flicking the ball 90 yards like the little boy and Boys in the Hood. Flick, goes far. Man, this dude is special. You know how special he is? I got him over Lamar Jackson. And you know how much I love Lamar Jackson, but Justin Herbert is in the right situation. He's in the right system. He's with a defensive-minded coach that kind of keeps all of that crazy talent close to the vest, make sure he goes out there and plays measured performances. I love Justin Herbert.
Here's what worries me, though. We've seen 3 stinkers from Herbert. So we were there for, I think, 2 of
We've seen how many?
We saw him against the Cowboys, stunk it up. We saw him against the Patriots, stunk it up. Like, we've seen Herbert have, just 2 weeks ago, he had back-to-back bad games and back-to-back losses. Wasn't it Ravens and Patriots, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. I got to go back 2 weeks. Patrick Mahomes didn't play well against the Cowboys. Okay, Patrick Mahomes has had a lot of bad games.
That's why you have Mahomes so far down your list.
Yeah, and why don't you?
Oh, because I'm not so much worried about the stinkers. I'm worried about experience plus potential. Herbert is still my 3. You feel me?
You just said
experience plus potential. They both have stinkers. Mahomes and Herbert. We've agreed on that.
Okay, but why
the difference is Mahomes is better.
Mahomes is better than Justin Herbert? Now? This moment, you have one game to win, and it's this Sunday, and it's for your life. You throwing out there Patrick Mahomes over Justin Herbert?
Are you not? You're seriously?
I want to go to commercial because I want to rethink that. There go Wiley. That would do it for AFC quarterback power rankings. I thought I was right. Let's see how the quarterbacks wrap up in the wide open AFC. This is what happens when you got season tickets. You get all caught up biased. Coming up, Dallas could not reach the end zone in the loss Sunday, just like Acho couldn't spin that ball just then. We'll tell you if we crowned the Cowboys too soon. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. So you diss Herbert for his stinkers, but you don't diss Mahomes.
Now, the Cowboys were riding high early on in the season, but that hype train has had a few problems recently. Dallas lost 2 of the last 3 after losing to the Chiefs, and they're currently tied with the Packers for the 3rd best odds to win the NFC, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. So, Sel, did we make a mistake and crown the Cowboys too soon?
No, not too soon. They dictated those terms. The Cowboys didn't get crowned, first of all, and they didn't get crowned too soon, even if you're talking about them being crowned. What is being crowned? Being real about it. Like, do we see enough potential in you to make you not only a playoff team, but a real contender? Well, absolutely, they're real contenders, and absolutely, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to win this division. That's going to happen hands down. Acho, let me get personal with you real quick, and let's talk personal about your professional life. Let's talk about your playing career. Did you ever get a chance to see how heavy the crown really is? Did you ever get a chance to be a real contender, to be one of those teams like, let's see how much this crown weighs?
One time.
One time. Talk to me about that.
2013 Eagles. Nick Foles took over from Mike Vick. We win 8 out of 9. We go 10-6, go to the playoffs, host a playoff game, lose to the Saints, who end up losing to the Seahawks. Seahawks win a Super Bowl.
So you know how heavy this crown is. You tried to move it. And whoa, heavier than us, right? I've been there one time for real. I've been in the playoffs 3 times, but 2 of them we were just playoff teams. That's the difference. You could be a playoff team but not be a real contender. One time we were. Number 1 defense. I don't know how many games we won in a row, but we were a real team, lost Music City Miracle. Took a miracle to stop us. That's how. But the point is we tried to lift that crown. And we were like, woo, Woo! Last play of a playoff game, we lose, okay? So we know we got it up a little bit and then boom, comes crashing down. These Cowboys, a team like the Dallas Cowboys, who've been close in terms of potential, who's been close in terms of health, and been close in trying to make it all happen at the same time, know how heavy this crown is. So we didn't put it on them too soon because they know how daunting that task is to even wear the crown. If there's one team out there that you should be on the lookout for because of their talent and because of their mentality of knowing what the road ahead is, it's these Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I did not crown the Cowboys.
Okay.
So I cannot say
yet.
that you crowned them too soon. I heard some remnants of you lifting up the crown. I heard some noise you playing with it.
I'm looking at their sizes.
I heard Bucky Brooks say, hey, Marcellus, throw me the crown. You threw it to him, and he, in fact, crowned him. So between the two of you collective individuals, there was some crowning going on. But personally, I ain't crown him. Now, if I can speak to those that did crown him, absolutely, they were crowned too soon. Why do I say that? Remember just 3-4 weeks ago, Dak Prescott was for sure going to win the MVP. I know I heard that from you. And Bucky been saying that since Bucky's saying that since Dak was born. He got an MVP one day. But now we look at Dak, and he's, ninth in passing touchdowns. He isn't even top tier in your stat passer rating. He's 6th, but let's talk real stats. Passing touchdowns, completions. Dak Prescott sitting at 9th and sitting at 10th. So we crowned him as our MVP far
you want to play this
too
game.
early. Now, beyond the Cowboys, beyond Dak, we crown the Cowboys as bona fide Super Bowl just champs. Bona fide Super Bowl threats.
Damn you.
Far too soon.
You ain't got to lie, Craig.
Because though the Ravens fell off, the Rams fell off, Cowboys hadn't at the time.
Them too.
Bucs, they started to show some inklings of falling off when they played the Patriots and didn't beat the Patriots all that handily. Cowboys still hadn't fallen off at the time. Packers had drama from jump. Cowboys hadn't fallen off at the time. But now we look at the Cowboys, and fool me once, shame on you. Broncos, they fooled us once. Shame on the Cowboys. That's fine. It was a fluke. But fool me twice. Chiefs, come on now. Shame on me. Don't fool me on Thanksgiving Day when I'm out here giving thanks against these Raiders. But now fool me then. I do think, Sel, that those who did crown the Cowboys, if you are now going to try to look for enmity and try to look to say that you did not, then those that did crown the Cowboys did crown them too soon.
What? If you crown them, then crown their ass. That's one of my favorites.
If you gonna crown them,
you gonna crown them. Crown their ass. I ain't crowned nothing. Boy, I tried to lift that crown one time, broke every bone in my body. Like, damn, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. It's hard to make the Pro Bowl and be an all-pro. People don't understand that because you got to bring everybody. Everybody ain't trying to do all that. And that's why I think the Dallas Cowboys have the right mentality. Since you want to talk, Acho, about teams that fool me once and fool you twice, you believe in the Chiefs? They done fooled you 4 times, and you still a fool over there believing in the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, he need to go to the park with my kids. It'd be a fun toy to play with, a fun ride to get on. What team are you looking at that doesn't have the losses that haven't fooled you? I don't know what that team...
Only the Cardinals.
Huh?
Only the Cardinals.
Only the Cardinals, and then we all sit there and say, prove it to us. Because, I don't know Cardinals in the playoffs, real contenders still. And that's the only reservation we have with that team. But every other team out there, you think the Rams were... That's your Super Bowl NFC team, right? You told me that the Rams are the best team in the NFL. I kept telling you no. I was proven right. You told me the best team in the AFC was the Tennessee Titans. I kept telling you no. Now, I look a little right on that one. I don't know. They just took an L to the Houston Texans, who haven't won a game since week 1. I'm right on these things, big dog. I got you.
Wait a second, Sel.
Who said Tampa was going to win last year from Hello?
We do not know who the best team in the NFC is, nor do we know who the best team in the AFC is.
I put everything I got on it right now.
Who?
Cowboys going to win the championship. Cowboys going to win the championship. Cowboys, what? Cowboys winning. Hey, it's Tampa or the Cowboys. Can I get that? Is that a parlay, as they say, where you can pick more than one?
Okay, so then
Can I get a parlay?
So you think Tampa and the Cowboys will make it to the NFC Championship game?
Where Green Bay going? Who you got? You don't have the Rams anymore. Can you admit that?
I will still... No, the Rams...
This is deflection, this topic right here. You're trying to pin me to the board. Come on, you crown the Cowboys.
If we're talking about the Cowboys, I look at it and say this. I still trust the experience of the Rams plus the talent of the Rams over that of the Cowboys.
What experience?
So,
Matthew Stafford's losing experience?
The leaders on the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. Right now, those are the leaders. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's coming back. He ain't really back yet. Tyron Smith in and out the lineup. Zach Martin, but he's not really the vocal leader. Micah Parsons ain't been in the NFL, nor has he been to the playoffs. Trayvon Diggs ain't been to the playoffs. CeeDee Lamb ain't been in the league, nor has he been to the playoffs. Dak Prescott hasn't won a playoff game since early 2018.
That would be sense.
Remember
He's won one. Matthew Stafford hasn't won a playoff game since ever.
Who he lost to? That same Rams team led by Sean McVay. That same Rams team led by Aaron Donald. That same Rams team, which I still like as the dominant team. So, yeah, we crowned the Cowboys too soon. Because you're still trying to crown them.
Look, because they got the potential to lift the crown and put it on their head.
Everybody in the NFC does.
No.
Those 5 teams, Cardinals,
well, that's not
Packers,
everybody.
Rams, that's fair. Cardinals, Packers, Rams, Cowboys, Buccaneers, all have
Yes. And then we have to have the differentiators, right? We got to split the hairs.
And what to you?
To me, it's talent, leadership. I trust Dak as a leader. I trust their head coach as a Super Bowl champion. I trust his talent. And I think that's going to be the activation, the health of this team, getting those names back. You said Smith, Collins. How about this? Randy Gregory, Marcus Lawrence. Like, you start looking around like, where the boys at? Zeke, where your knee? Where's your other knee? One knee's good, the other knee's bad. Where's the running game? I just think that the Cowboys have been through enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm just into the tarot cards right now and just reading the universe and the tea leaves. But the Cowboys just, to me, seems like they have the mental makeup. Why? I saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 years ago with Jameis Winston. Had a good year. 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. But still, Jameis Winston's out there getting it, right? 5,000 yards. Switch at quarterback, all of a sudden they win it all. Dak, absent last year, most of the year, 12 games plus. All of a sudden he comes back this year, and they have the best record they've had since Dak's rookie year. I think they put themselves in their pole position mentally to be who they could be.
I got a question for you. I just thought of this.
Oh, God.
And I got a question for y'all just as important.
How they going to answer?
Would you rather your coach have won the Super Bowl 11 years ago?
Yes, stop there.
Or won the Super Bowl last year, Bruce Arians, or been to 2 back-to-back conference championship games, Matt LaFleur, or been to a Super Bowl 3 years ago? Like, genuinely, this isn't even like, now I'm really talking to you.
Now you're really talking
would you
to
have rather your coach have won the Super Bowl 11 years ago or won it last year, back-to-back conference championships, which is Matt LaFleur, or gone to the Super Bowl 3 years ago when Sean McVay? I think depending on who's answering the question, you'll get different answers.
Yeah.
But personally, the coach who won 10 years ago, to me, definitely falls behind the coach who won last year in Bruce Arians, and might even fall behind the coach that went 3 years ago in Sean McVay. Talk to me.
Are you used to just answering your own questions before I get mine off? You just answer your question. Here, I want the one who won 11 years ago. Let me tell you why. Hunger pains.
Not over the one who won last year, though.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, wow.
You know why? Because the last team to win back-to-back, you got to go back to 2005. And it was Tom Brady, respect. But you got to go back so far. You know why? Tom Brady talked about this yesterday, actually. We're trying to find our identity for this team. Because it's so easy if you win it all to just think that we're just going to roll it over. And then there's somebody in that locker room right now carrying last year's receipts trying to cash in for next year's gift. And that's going to be the problem. I look at the Dallas Cowboys and, man, they so hungry. Even their head coach, Mike McCarthy, this is about hunger pains. You know how it goes. Well, my dad always said, when I walked in the kitchen, hey, Daddy, ain't nothing to eat. He said, boy, do you want to eat or are you hungry? If you want to eat, you start complaining. You start looking for issues. You start getting distracted. If you are hungry, like the Dallas Cowboys, you're trying to just salivate and get anything in front of you. If this team gets healthy, I just think that their hunger pains are going to take over.
I like that. I just don't know that it's realistic, Sel, because
I hear it.
Mike McCarthy, yes, he won it 11 years ago, but then when is your line of demarcation, if you will? Like, would you rather have Bill Cowher as your coach? Even though he won it however long ago and he would surely be hungry? Think about Mike McCarthy hasn't had a winning season since that, 16 season? Since that, because he got fired in 17, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, McVay has been to a Super Bowl, 11 wins, playoffs. Bruce Arians, obviously Bruce Arians just won the Super Bowl. Matt LaFleur, back-to-back 13-win seasons. So Mike McCarthy might be hungry, but we're not seeing him do anything with that hunger. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I'm not saying his mouth is closed, but he definitely ain't doing nothing. Go ahead.
I had to get the Google on. Google Mania right here. 2002, 2004, 2005, 2015. Belichick got hungry. 10 years between. So, the 2015 season, everybody the Belichick, man, it's been too long. We can have that same argument. That's the greatest coach of all time who showed you can have a gap between it. Took 10 gap years.
But remember, Belichick had no losing seasons in between those Super Bowls.
You're right.
McCarthy had 3 consecutive losing seasons. That's my only.
Yeah.
I know you're a fervent believer. We will find out this year. I cannot wait. But I don't know. Your faith in McCarthy, I just don't have it.
Where's your NFC Championship game? Where's it going to be, and who are those 2 teams before we get out of here?
NFC Championship game.
You've changed it.
I have. But I'm still going to have to go with the Rams are going to be in it, and I will say that the Packers will be in it. And I'm not.
So it's in Green Bay then.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Rams, don't show up, Rams. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing in there. January, please. Coming up, should the Browns bench Baker Mayfield? We'll answer the question the entire dog pound wants to know. Next on Speak for Yourself. I ain't gonna hold you to that. I know it's on a Sunday. I said that before. But as Browns actually beat the Lions, Baker has been battling injuries, but also poor play with only 2 touchdown passes with 3 interceptions in his last 2 games. But Kevin Stefanski says if his quarterback is ready to go, he'll start Sunday night against the Ravens. So, Acho, should the Browns bench Baker Mayfield?
I am begging the Browns to bench Baker Mayfield.
Talk to me.
I am pleading with the Browns to bench Baker Mayfield.
You off the wagon?
It's not that. Bench Baker Mayfield because sometimes you got to take a step back so you can go a couple steps forward. As a real Browns fan, as a former Browns player, I know that the Browns will need Baker Mayfield to win a playoff or playoff games.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that you will win a playoff game with Baker Mayfield, but I can guarantee that you won't win a playoff game without him.
Yeah.
So in order to think about the long haul of the Browns this season, put Baker on the bench.
Put him down.
Baker Mayfield is sailing balls over Jarvis Landry's head.
Right.
Baker Mayfield completed 15 passes. 5 were checkdowns or screens. He completed 10 NFL throws. Baker Mayfield is not in a position to go out there and help himself nor help his team. For the greater good of the Browns, bench Baker right now. Allow Baker to enjoy the bye week physically. Allow Baker to enjoy another game or 2. Let Case Keenum take the reins. Let Baker Mayfield come back in a few weeks and then make a playoff push in the end and the middle of December. But you can't win playoff games without Baker Mayfield, and you might lose games with him starting right now.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Should you bench Baker Mayfield? His performance tells you need to bench him, but I'm not going to bench him. Like I said before, I'm going to let him die on that field or live on that field. You're going to survive or thrive on that football field. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel frozen on this one. Let him go, let him go. I'll tell you why. Because Baker Mayfield has run into the culture of the NFL, and so far the culture of the NFL presides and wins once again. Here's option A, Acho. I can play. I'm hurting. Not injured, I can play. Go Baker Mayfield. Here's option B. Oh, I can't play. And we've all seen that before. Look at the IR list on all these teams. There are people who just can't play. And this is the problem with Baker Mayfield, because he wants to choose option C. I play, I don't play well, so let's revisit option A or B. That's not how the NFL works. The NFL culture says as soon as you make that decision, you got to live or die with those results. So Baker Mayfield, I'm not going to let you game the system. I've been there before. You've been there before. Can you play? Yes. Can you play? I don't think I could go. Right? So Baker Mayfield, the reason why he won't sit down is because he knows he doesn't have to sit down. You ever have a homeboy on crutches or something, got some help? You're like, man, damn, these crutches make me sweat. My velour suit looking a mess. It's a lot of work to be on crutches. Then finally you get to a point where you're just like, can you walk or can't you walk? And then that's where we are with Baker Mayfield. You are healthy enough to play because you are not shut down. Your body will shut you down. Your pain tolerance, your pain threshold, your pain messages have no manners. They're disrespectful when you can't go. Trust me, I've missed games before. Dog, I can't go. Like, it's not about toughness. It's about, hey, I know the pressure from the NFL culture. I should be playing. I can't go. And then there are times where you're like, here's that pressure. Be real. Can you go? Yeah, I might not be my best, but I can go. Once you make that decision, you got to live or die with these results.
So remember in college, probably your last year like mine, you understood that the big eye in the sky don't lie.
Don't lie.
What that means for y'all at home is the camera, it tells the truth about the person on the field. I remember coaches would always tell me, hey, Acho, if you're going to play, make sure you play and play well.
Yeah.
Because the camera does not tell if you are injured or not. The camera is silent. It is a silent picture film. Baker Mayfield, we are watching silent picture films. We don't know how hurt you are, or if you're hurt at all, or if you barely surviving. But we do know that ball sailed over Jarvis's head, 10 yards. We do know the play that Jarvis Landry got hurt, you threw it so low in the dirt that Jarvis got hurt trying to go for it.
Damn.
Remember, Odell Beckham tore his ACL trying to make a tackle on an interception. Remember, Baker Mayfield, you aggravated your own shoulder trying to make another play extended on a pass. Baker, eventually you're going to keep hurting yourself or you are going to hurt others. But, Sel, the Browns got to make this decision. Because Baker Mayfield, he's going to go out there and he is going to fight. And he should. You're my captain. Oh, captain, my captain, be my fearless leader. If Baker were to tap, now I'm judging Baker. Because what you tapping for? Let somebody pull you off the field. Let a coach say, hey, big dog, don't go no more. But Baker, if he were to tap now within the locker room, we're wondering, like, wait a second. You really hurt or are you not hurt? Because we're trying to make a push. We're 6-5. We sitting here with the Steelers. We're trying to catch the Ravens. We're trying to make a playoff push, Baker Mayfield. I can't have you tap. The trainers need to tell Baker Mayfield. The coach needs to tell Baker Mayfield that he can't go. I'm with you in regards to Baker needs to want out there, but the Browns need to pull him back.
No, because the Browns are conflicted. And when you have conflicting interests, that's your problem.
What are they conflicted over?
Because they're in a contract negotiation with a player, and they never want to give you money. You got to take it. And he had the hammer. He has the hammer still. He can resurrect this season in his career and get everything on track like it was supposed to be coming into this season. But right now, the Browns are 10th in the AFC. They're outside the playoff picture looking in. Right now, Baker Mayfield, this season is going to go down as a bad season for you once again. And this is money time. You can't put up money time situations and then show up with these kind of bad performances. So here's the thing. Pride comes before the fall, right? You can't be that proud, Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's as banged up as everyone is saying. I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm the one that will question your mental health. Everyone wants to talk mental health until it's time to talk mental health. I'm the one going to have the conversation, and I'm going to talk your physical health. I ain't talking about his toughness. I know he's tough. But the problem when people are tough is they also make it rough. They make it all about, well, I'm fighting through everything. We're like, dog, choose the path of least resistance. Baker Mayfield is going out there in part because he knows he can go out there. Then Baker Mayfield comes to the realization that my 70% is not cutting it. But guess what? You already know that. We went through this before. Let's go through this again. Everyone said he got hurt around the Arizona game, right? Y'all want to see how he performed before Arizona? No touchdown, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns, 0 interception. Like, Baker Mayfield's been struggling this whole year, healthy or not. So now I think he's trying to fight through it because he's a tough cookie. But the problem with it is this is not the path of least resistance. If I were him, if I were in this situation, I would really assess, am I really hurt? Or is just my pride out here hurt because 70% of me is not cutting it? Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
But here's what we know, or at least we should agree on. Even if the Browns are trying to make money or save money off Baker Mayfield, they're not going to do it at the expense of the playoffs.
No,
they're not going to do that.
They root for you to be the best. They root for you to take their money. But when you don't, they start rooting for themselves like, oh, let's not give him something he doesn't deserve, something he hasn't earned. And that's where Baker Mayfield is.
But the Browns aren't going to throw Baker out there in hopes that he doesn't do well so they don't have to pay him.
No, it's not a sabotage. It's just basically you dictate the terms. Baker Mayfield's already sat a game this year for all those who forgot. And how has that been since he recovered from that injury or just took that time off? Like, there's no new answer by going back to saying, Baker Mayfield, you're that banged up, don't play. How about we open our minds up to think maybe a compromised Baker Mayfield is exposing fully what our worst fears are? He's not capable of doing that. Aaron Rodgers has 9 toes right now, not a 10th toe. He has 9 toes. Ball out. Tom Brady had a MCL an entire season, won a Super Bowl, and then told us afterwards. Some guys can do it, some guys can't. But Baker Mayfield seems like doesn't have the talent level and the capability to do it compromised. And that's on Baker Mayfield to know it before you tell a trainer.
I get you. I get you. I get you.
The trainer doesn't know except you tell him. But if it ain't on the MRI?
Both parties are between a rock and a hard place. Baker Mayfield is stuck in the sense that he knows it's money time.
Yes.
He can't afford to sit out games and let Case Keenum go Wiley Pip him. Remember, Wiley Pip takes over for Lou Gehrig. And,
Great point.
Rather, Lou Gehrig takes over for Wiley Pip. Mayfield knows he can't be in that position, so he's going to keep going out there and playing. The Browns understand, well, if Baker plays well, we stuck because we're going to have to pay him more, although we might make the playoffs. But if Baker plays poorly, we get him on the low. Both people are holding a gun to each other's head. The problem is they both shooting blanks.
Now, I've been in this position before. I told you the story. Let's get personal up here. Contract year, Buffalo Bills. I had a back surgery in camp, training camp. So August, I can't walk. But I got to play in September because it's my contract year, right? And it's different than Baker Mayfield. His contract year is 2 years. It's this year and it's next year because he's already got his 5th-year option. So I don't want to hear any excuses if you're Baker Mayfield. I had to do or die in that 1 year. Started off the season, 9 games into my contract year, 1 sack. And you know what? I was coming off of injury. But the point of it is I fought through that because I knew that I was getting better every single week. Baker Mayfield knows he's not getting better every single week. Baker Mayfield had a 53.2 passer rating, his lowest of the season. Hey, bro, if you care about your future, you care about your money, you got to care more than those who are trying to show their concern for you.
Okay, then
trainers and teams.
Concisely, because I'm a little confused now where you stand. You think the Browns should keep playing Baker Mayfield under what motivation? To win or to watch him suffer?
No, it's not about first. No, there's a third option. He ain't that good. And guess what? We're going to have to know.
So why not play Case?
No. We need to make this decision on this guy because it's not just about a short-sighted move. Case Keenum, if he's we saw Case Keenum for 1 game. He looked just like Baker Mayfield. So I'm not sure if that's really an answer. But I do know I want to get an answer to, is Baker Mayfield going to be the guy going forward or not? I'm trying to make a future decision in the present right now. And Baker, you're going to help me decide.
But the problem is, if that is your logic, if you want to see if Baker Mayfield is our guy going forward, judging this version of Baker Mayfield, because we know at a minimum he's not the exact same guy based off his injury. Even his complete, I went down and I did all the calculations, tabulations. Even with before the injury, 4 touchdown passes, 2 picks, no fumbles lost, 67% completion percentage. After the injury, 60% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he had a 2-to-1 TD to interception ratio pre-injury, and he had a 3-to-2 TD to interception ratio after the injury. But his completion percentage was at least 7 percentage points higher. Was he good before the injury? No, but he wasn't this bad. So how can you judge a hurt Baker Mayfield? If your motivation is to judge Baker Mayfield, this just ain't the time to do it.
Wait a minute. You act like this is all new evidence. Baker Mayfield been in the league 3 full years before this. So that counts too. See, and then this season, he was healthy in the beginning. Beginning of the season. That counts too.
Sure.
So now we're seeing this version of you and we're realizing, when nicked up, when compromised, this is nothing. And then we saw before when you were fully healthy, up and down. Guess what that gives me? It makes me say, you know what? This guy is not hot. This guy's not cold. He's lukewarm. What do we say? The Bible said it. We spit you out our mouth. I can't have a number 1 overall pick. These guys are either do or dies. They either did it or they're done. You either get paid as a number 1 overall pick or guess what? You probably going to be a bust in terms of the odds or you're going to have to rebound elsewhere.
So all I'm saying then is
I'm going to see it.
You've seen enough. If you've seen 3 years of Baker Mayfield plus 5 healthy games, what you need to see 5 more injured games for to decide what you want to do with Baker Mayfield.
Because it's on Baker Mayfield. Look, I don't need to just, as you always say this. How do you say it? You say, I don't need to see how good a team is in success. I need to see how bad a team is when it's not on, right? I need to see Baker Mayfield compromise. I need to see him walk away from a podium. These things are telltale signs of you're not the best leader for us. Adversity, I need to see how you respond to adversity, physical adversity, and also the circumstances. Right now, he's failing that. I get it. But they've already had 3 years of evidence, a resume, that I think he's adding to the negative column more than the positive column. But they stuck with him next year, and they're going to have to go through this again. Coming up, some guy leave. Please fix yourself. Something's got to give for the struggling Seahawks. We'll tell you who has to go, Russell Wilson or Pete Carroll. That's next on Speak for Yourself. The Bucs ended their 2-game skid in a big way last night with a blowout win against the G-Men. Tom Brady threw for over 300 yards with 2 touchdown passes, and Tampa is now 7-3. And Brady said he's, quote, hoping our best football's ahead of us. So, Acho, did the Bucs put all concerns to rest?
Well, I didn't have a ton of concerns beforehand. But I will say this, nothing you do against the Giants means anything right now.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. Giants just fired offensive coordinator Jason Garrett today.
I believe.
So they don't even really trust where they were going in. Daniel Jones, he's regressed. Saquon Barkley is hurt today and healthy tomorrow. So nothing you do against the Giants really means anything for me. I'm looking at the big picture of the Bucs. I didn't have a ton of questions after their Washington football team lost. I went back and watched the tape of that game. Some unfortunate errors. Vita Vea goes out the game late in the end of the game. Washington ends up holding the ball for 10 minutes. Last possession, they win, go up by 10. Bucs can't respond. The Bucs, Tom Brady hasn't looked fully sharp, but it's because they keep dropping all these passes. I didn't have any questions about the Bucs. I still don't really have a ton of questions about the Bucs. It'll come down to this. Will the Bucs play a clean game on the day they're on the field or not? It really ain't got that much to do with the competition when I look at the Bucs. It has everything to do with what are the Bucs going to do. I think they're the one team cell that truly kind of plays not down to their level of opponent or higher up to their level of opponent. They just do them. Against the Cowboys, they dropped passes, led to picks. Against the Giants yesterday, they dropped passes, led to picks. Against Washington, they dropped passes, led to picks. It's really the same thing. Cowboys, they won. Washington, they lost. Giants, they won. So I didn't learn anything yesterday. I didn't put anything to rest, but I had no concerns about the Bucs. I think the Bucs are going to be dominant.
Well, to me, it put all concerns to rest because when Tom Brady's locked in, good luck to the rest of the world.
Yes, sir.
First 10 passes, 10 for 10. Like, it's one thing to be capable of something, but it's another thing to activate that when called upon. I always tell you about the story when the moment I was like, yo, I think I got the glow like Leroy. You know, I thought I was in the zone. Is when we played my former team. I was in San Diego playing Buffalo. In the first 3 plays, I had 2 sacks and a tackle for loss. I knew I was capable because that's why I was a good player at that time. But I was like, damn, you can actually just squeeze it and point it and aim it and hit it at that moment. While you call for it, that's something special. Tom Brady did that last night. Cam Newton did that. Like, coming off the streets, eating cereal, the next thing you know, first 2 plays, touchdowns. Now, first 2 games, balling out. I'm like, there's something special to that specialness. That said, this is a team that, once they get their players back and healthy, they're going to start to lock into Tom Brady and his leadership and then realize, yo, we still capable and we still in the mix. These are muddy waters all around. So confidence doesn't always come in a traditional form where we always say, you went against somebody great, and all of a sudden that sparked you because you beat somebody great. Sometimes you just get confidence off a lowly team, a lowly opponent, like the New York Football Giants. You can say, okay, this is the way it goes. I get back into my zone. I feel my mojo, even off a bad team. The Chiefs on a 4-game win streak, you said, but they beat the Giants to start. So 3-game win streak, because you don't count anything against the Giants?
I don't. I count the Chiefs' real win against the Raiders before the Raiders had completely fallen off the tracks. I do like that Chiefs win over the Cowboys. I like that Chiefs win over the Packers, even though Aaron Rodgers was not present. But I look at where our teams in totality. I don't just look at a game. I don't just look at 2 games. But I start to look at a track record. When I look at the Bucs and I look at the Bucs track record, I like the Bucs track record. That's why I'm not really tripping on the Bucs. But to your point, the Bucs won't actually go as far as Tom Brady takes them. The Bucs will go as far as all their other players keep them from getting. Remember, it's a matter of Mike Evans. You saw it. The only reason the Giants scored a touchdown yesterday, Evans, screen pass, now pass, off his hands, pick, all of a sudden Giants get points. If the Bucs extras, like in a movie, you got extras, you got the main character. If the Bucs extras keep them from getting places, that's the only thing that will keep them from getting places.
Yeah, but let's not skip past the point of they got confidence even off a lowly team. Tampa Bay went on their win streak last year when they played the Minnesota Vikings. That was a losing team. Falcons twice.
Detroit
Lions. Dog, I used to, you go against somebody, sorry, it's time to get that mojo back, and it's time to get that swag back and pad those stats. Seems like this team may have done just that. Coming up, the Bucs won last night and the Giants did not. I'll tell you if Joe Judge kept it 100. But his message to the fans are just 99. Next, don't speak for yourself.
Y'all know how we get down. Besides beefing, on this show, we just keep it 100. Others, every day, they be lying, keeping it 99 and whatnot. So we got to get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth. Case in point, Giants. Boy, they fired their offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett, today. Now, this news follows New York getting blown out by the Bucs last night. Primetime game. Giants now 3-7 after the loss. Head coach Joe Judge had a message for the fans. Take a listen.
I'm telling you, we're going to put something on the field you can be proud of. Okay, that's on my name. Okay, you understand that? That's on my name. All right? I'm the leader of this team. I'm in charge of this team. That's on me. I don't point fingers. I don't make excuses. All right? We're going to get this right.
Do it.
Now,
you were right. You were right. Go ahead.
Joe Judge cheating at 109. Let me go first.
Yeah, I knew you wanted to. Go ahead.
Judge,
That's your boy.
I don't make excuses. I don't point fingers. I just fire guys. Okay, that's the epitome of pointing a finger. You pointed at the sheet of paper and you said cut, pink slip. Beyond that, Joe Judge, you told us this 22 months ago when you got hired.
Yeah.
You said we're going to be a tough, disciplined team, and I ain't seen no discipline. I ain't seen no toughness.
Dog, it's a sinking ship. And he wants to throw out a life raft that ain't gonna save all these passengers. So I'm like, dog, what's the point of it? This is coordinator blame game 101. They always do this to buy themselves some time. Boy, you ain't slick. Hey, we're 26th in defense. We're 23rd in offense. Let's fire the offensive coordinator. What the hell about the defense? What the hell about the special teams? Boy, Joe, you think you slick. Oh, line and that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Now we have 7 seconds to talk about Acho. Why you were so right on
Now
Joe
can we
Judge?
compliment each other's outfits?
Who looks better?
Me. No, you looking that good.
How you, young boy?